David McWhorter, or Mac, as many people know me in the industry. I'm the executive director of the Institute for Real Estate Operating Companies, or iREOC, which is a division of Institutional Real Estate Inc. Yeah, your question being that investors are increasingly investing with real estate operating companies and joint ventures, but they really have been doing that since the inception of institutional investments. It's a big source of investors being able to get access to the skills of operating companies to execute, in particular, value creation strategies. And so as that trend has continued to evolve and investors get increasing exposure to partnerships, there's been inefficiencies in the marketplace that enables them to be more efficient. Their goal is to be more efficient and to get the returns that they can get by partnering with those operating companies that are typically specialists. So the difference between specified deal joint ventures or programmatic joint ventures is a specified deal would be an individual opportunity that a developer or operator has located, and then they seek a capital partner on an individual deal basis. So they'll present the deal, their firm, and seek a partner, whether it's an institutional investor on a direct basis or through their investment manager. A programmatic structure is where a defined strategy has been set forth with an operating company, sort of with discretion or non-discretion in a box, so that they can go out there and find opportunities within a particular segment or a strategy. So some of the examples would be on programmatic structures, that a university communities in student housing has a programmatic structure with CalSTRS. And in that case, over the years, had a relationship for over 10 years, they've sought student housing investments on a value add basis where they can create opportunities for CalSTRS to build a portfolio in student housing, and have built a large portfolio of a number of years. So that'd be one of the examples. And there's several in the market, or many in the marketplace, of programmatic structures, either with a manager or directly with the institutional investor themselves. Some of the trends you're seeing in joint venture programs with operators is that the investors are looking for greater transparency and greater access. They want better reporting. And so that burden can rest, with the operators themselves or the investment managers that are oversighting them. And so as you see those trends, the big trend being, how does the investor aggregate the information of all the partnerships they may have? And there's still great inefficiencies in that. And so over time, the market will continue to address it, driven by those needs of the investors that get exposure to these partnerships. So the challenges that the investors in particular have in these relationships is finding the right partner, having them understand their needs. And again, that's a role that an investment manager can play a lot of times in those relationships. So the challenge can also be finding, who's the right fit, how's that strategy fit them. On the flip side is the operators knowing the reporting needs of those institutional investors. If they've been driven by, say, high net worth or family partners in the past, that as they move into the institutional capital partner market, many times they're not prepared for all the demands that are on them. So those are some of the challenges that can exist out there. For the investor, I think in many times them understanding the needs of those operating partners, and how that translates to them being a better capital partner can also be an element of a challenge that the investors can seek to solve over time as well, and get better understanding of their operating partners. The Institute for Real Estate Operating Company, or iREOC, the mission and our goals were set forth sort of in the beginning. We were formed by and driven by an investor-focused mission and goals. And it was the investors themselves that sort of approached Jeff Dorman, the founder of Institutional Real Estate Inc., a few years ago, that there wasn't an organization that addressed the specific needs of the investors as they invest in REOC partnerships. And the mission of bringing together institutional investors and their investment managers and the real estate operating companies to engage, to be together at our annual meetings and provide education on how overall the managers and the operating partners to investors can better serve them as capital partners.